Have you ever looked at the global trends of the year 2025 and realized that despite all our advanced technology, we are the most lost generation in human history? If you choose to ignore the next 10 minutes, your life will likely remain a repetitive, hollow loop of quiet desperation. But if you commit to watching this until the very last second, I promise you a psychological rebirth. You are about to receive the master key to a version of yourself that is completely immune to the chaos of the modern world. Imagine your current life as a burning building. Most people are trying to save the furniture. I am going to show you how to walk through the fire and build a palace. Imagine this scenario. You are 35, maybe 45, or even 65 years old. Every single morning, you wake up to the same alarm, go to the same work, eat the same meals, and talk to the same people. Yet, deep down in your marrow, you know you are not truly living. You are simply existing on a biological level. You feel a bone-deep exhaustion, but you don't know why. You have achieved stability. You have the house, the car, the career. Yet, your soul feels like a hollow drum. You might even share your bed with someone you love. Yet there is no real electricity or connection anymore. Everything in your life moves on a dull autopilot, as if you have been sleepwalking through the prime years of your journey. Then, one day, you stop. You look into the mirror, and for the first time in years, you actually see yourself. You see a stranger staring back. You see dull eyes and heavy shoulders, carrying the weight of 1,000 invisible chains. A quiet, terrifying voice inside whispers, "Where did I go?" But listen closely. What you are feeling is not just a unique problem of our digital age. It is a fundamental human crisis that has existed for millennia. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on the planet, the Emperor of Rome, once wrote in his private journal, 2,000 years ago, about how much trouble a man avoids. He stops looking at what his neighbor says or does. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in history, confessed that he wrestled with crippling anxiety and the agonizing sense that time was slipping through his fingers like sand. And Epictetus, who began his life as a broken slave before becoming a world-renowned philosopher, taught a truth that the year 2025 desperately needs to hear. Freedom is not achieved by having everything, but by needing less. These three men came from different worlds, but they walked the same path toward a singular, timeless truth. If your mind is lost in the fog of social media and comparison, you must begin with the mind. If your body is broken by comfort and lethargy, you must begin with the body. And if your heart feels like an empty cavern, you must begin with the heart. These are the three brutal rules for a modern rebirth. They are not suggestions. They are the three roads to rebuilding your empire from the ashes. We are about to uncover principles that can restructure your reality from the inside out. But there is a condition. This only works if you are brave enough to actually live them. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. He said, "Realize this, and you will find strength." Yet, look around you today. In the year 2025, most people have voluntarily surrendered that power. Our minds no longer belong to us. They belong to the algorithms. They belong to the noise. They belong to 24-hour news cycles, the toxic dopamine of social media, and the endless, soul-crushing game of comparison. We scroll through the lives of others. We react with anger to things we cannot change. and we consume mental junk food until the inner voice that once guided us falls silent. Your mind has become a battlefield occupied by foreign powers, and you didn't even notice the invasion. The first step to reclaiming your sovereignty is a total detox of the mind. You cannot build a high-performance life using old, decaying thoughts. You cannot feed your brain with garbage and expect it to produce clarity. Just as a strong body cannot thrive on fast food, a strong mind cannot survive on mental garbage. So, here is your first challenge. It starts tomorrow, and it lasts for 7 days. For the first 30 minutes of every single morning, you will feed your mind truth, not trash. This means no phone. You have a bye. No notifications. No news. Instead, you will read philosophy. You will read the biographies of men and women who overcame the impossible. You will study skills that make you sharper, are calmer, and more resilient. Do not call this reading. Call it combat training, because your mind is either going to be your greatest weapon in this life, or it will become your most inescapable prison. Every scroll, every thought you entertain, and every reaction you allow decides which one it becomes. You must redefine your direction. Most people wander through life saying, "I want to be happy. I want to be successful." But the Stoics knew that happiness is a ghost. It is not the goal. It is the side effect of living with absolute virtue. Stop asking, "What do I want to have?" and start asking, "Who do I want to become?" When you say, "I want to lose weight," you are focusing on an outcome you cannot always control. But when you say, "I am a person who honors my body," your action follows your identity. This is not just a habit change. This is an identity shift. I want you to write this down right now. I am becoming. Then, finish that sentence, not with who you wish to be in 10 years, but with who you choose to be today, because transformation does not happen in some distant, foggy future. It happens in the narrow window of the now. With every small, disciplined decision you make, you must break the invisible prison you have built around yourself. The walls of your prison are built with words like, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "It's too late." These are not facts. They are just walls. And the cruelest part of this story, you built them yourself. The Stoics called this assent. It is the act of subconsciously agreeing with the lies that your fear whispers to you at 3 in the morning. But the moment you stop agreeing with those lies, the walls begin to crumble. Write down the 3 specific beliefs that have held you back for years. Then, rewrite each one as a declaration of power. I don't have time becomes, I am learning to prioritize what truly matters. I'm not smart enough becomes, I am developing the skills I need to dominate. It's too late becomes, every single moment is a new beginning. Each rewritten sentence is a hammer blow, striking the wall of your old identity. Every word is a crack that lets the light back in. To maintain this, you need a mind training ritual. Every morning, you will write 3 thoughts that strengthen your resolve and 3 thoughts that weaken you. Throughout the day, you must become a hunter of your own mind. Catch the negative thoughts the moment they appear, and replace them with something true and objective. At night, before you close your eyes, ask yourself, did my mind serve me today? Or did it sabotage me? This is not about positive thinking or manifesting. This is about thinking with the cold, hard discipline of a scientist. It is the mindset of a warrior who is calm under fire. clear in the heart of chaos, and completely unshaken by the noise of the world. When you master your mind, you master your fate. When you command your thoughts, you command your reality. Say this to yourself every day, not as a quote, but as a sacred vow. My mind is my kingdom, and I am its sovereign ruler. And from this moment on, no one rules it but me. Now, we move to the next stage. Your body is not just a biological machine. It is the foundation of your soul. It is the vessel that carries your mind and your purpose through the storm of life. You simply cannot maintain a strong, sharp mind while living inside a weak, neglected body. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius, even while leading the Roman legions, reminded himself each dawn that he was born to act as a human being. He rose from his bed not because it was easy. Num vi discipline was his fundamental nature. Nutrition is the first pillar of physical discipline. Your body is not a trash bin for processed sugar and emotional eating. Every single bite you take is a choice. It is a choice to either strengthen yourself for the coming battles or to sabotage your own potential. Before every meal, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to the person I am becoming? Or will it keep me chained to the person I used to be? Do not aim for a diet. Aim for awareness. Because when you control the fork, you begin to control the trajectory of your entire life. You don't have to chase aesthetic perfection. You have to chase consciousness. Every conscious choice you make rewires the connection between your body and your willpower. Food can either be the fuel for your purpose or the weight that sinks your ship. Choose with intention. The second pillar of the body is sleep. Seneca once warned that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste so much of it. Every late night you trade for another episode of a show, another hour of scrolling, or another distraction is a theft. You are stealing strength from your future self. No one in the history of the world ever built greatness with a tired mind and a foggy soul. Sleep is not laziness. It is a strategic recovery. You need 7 to 8 hours every single night. Do not view this as a luxury. View it as a ritual of self-respect. When you sleep well, your thoughts sharpen like a blade. Your emotions find their balance, and your willpower resets. Protect your rest like a warrior sharpens his sword, because your future in the year 2025 depends on Lamthenau. You restore yourself. Today, the third pillar is movement. Movement is the bridge to emotion. Emotion literally lives in the body, and it stagnates and rots when you stay still. If you are anxious, you must walk. If you are angry, you must run. If you feel lost, you must lift something heavy. You must feel your heart beating against your ribs to remember that you are alive. Epictetus, even though he was crippled, taught that no great thing is created suddenly. You must move daily, even if it is only for 20 minutes. You don't need a fancy gym or expensive gear. You only need discipline. Climb the stairs. Do squats in your room. Stretch your limits. Take cold showers to wake up your nervous system. It is not about the movement itself. It is about the message you are sending to your own brain. I am still in command. Each act of movement, no matter how small, is a silent, powerful declaration of sovereignty. Finally, you must practice voluntary discomfort. This was a sacred idea for the Stoics. It means choosing hardship on purpose to ensure that you are never the victim of your circumstances. Seneca would occasionally sleep on a hard floor and eat nothing but bread and water, just to remind himself that he could survive and thrive without luxury. Marcus Aurelius trained his body in the mud and blood of war, not in the velvet comfort of palaces. And what about you? Every time you choose the easy path, you are teaching yourself how to break promises. Every time you choose the challenge, you are teaching yourself to trust your own strength. So, start small. Drink one more glass of water today. Take that cold shower tomorrow. Run for 10 minutes when you feel like quitting. Eat vegetables instead of sugar. These tiny choices lead to a massive transformation. Every act of discomfort builds a quiet, unshakable faith in yourself. Write this down. My body is my temple, and I am its loyal guardian. Now, rise and act like it. Have you ever felt a profound sense of emptiness? Even your life looks perfect from the outside. That numbness is not a sign of weakness. It is a silent signal that your heart has gone into survival mode. You have built walls to protect yourself from pain, but those walls have a high cost. They don't just keep out the hurt. They keep out the joy, the connection, and the meaning of life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves break. It stands firm, and the raging waters fall still around it." A strong heart is not a heart that never feels pain. A strong heart is the one that has the courage to stay open. Even Sao Ki being broken into 1,000 pieces. To fix the heart, you must Dotian find it again. You need to sit in total silence. No phone, no music, no distractions. Then, you must ask yourself 3 dangerous questions. Question 1. If I knew for a fact that I could not fail, how would I truly live? Question 2. What am I pretending not to care about, when deep down, I care more than anything? Question 3. When no one law watching, who am I really? Do not run to the answers that make your chest tighten. That trembling you feel? That is proof that you are still alive. Write down exactly what you hear in that silence. Buevi, those words are not just thoughts. They are whispers from your soul, begging to be heard. You don't rediscover your heart by chasing fleeting pleasures. You rediscover it by listening to the silence beneath your own noise. Second, you must let go of the weight. Your heart is carrying far too much luggage from the past. You are carrying anger, guilt, regret, and the ghost of every disappointment you've ever had. But those things are not you. They are just stories you have been replaying for too long. Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you that hurts, but how you react to it." So, starting tonight, and for the next 30 nights, I want you to write down one thing you forgive. Forgive a person who hurt you. Forgive yourself for a mistake you made in 2008. Not brevi they necessarily deserve peace, but because you deserve to be free. When you let go, you do not become weak. You become weightless. Forgiveness is not a surrender. It is a liberation. It is the sophisticated art of putting down the chains you were never meant to carry. Finally, you must live with purpose. A heart without direction will always wander in the darkness. The Stoics called this Sympathia, the realization that every soul is connected to the whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what harms the hive harms the bee. You were never meant to live just for your own ego. The heart beats to serve. It beats to give. And it beats to connect with something larger than yourself. Purpose is not something you find in a book or a 5-minute video. Purpose is something you create. Thongqua your daily actions. Pay attention to your life. Ki, do you feel most vibrant? Ki, you help someone? Ki, you create something beautiful? Ki, you teach. When you share, or when you love without expectation. Those moments are clues They are the compass of your heart pointing you home. Start small. Help one person today. Create one act of kindness tomorrow. Do not wait for perfection. Start with sincerity. Buoy via heart that gives never, ever runs empty. A purposeful heart expands. It overflows for resilience. It becomes unbreakable in the face of tragedy. Write this down. Mean it with every fiber of your being. My heart does not just beat to live. It beats to love, to serve, and to connect. Key, you live that truth. Your heart will never go numb again. Now that you understand the essence of these Ba principles, you must ask, how are they connected? These Ba rules do not stand alone. They form a sacred circle of rebirth. Key, you fix your mind. You give clear direction to your body. Key, you train your body. You build the physical strength to support your heart. Vahi, you open your heart. You fuel the fire that keeps your mind alive and creative. The mind is your compass. The body is your vessel. The heart is your flame. New mote of them collapses. The entire journey falls apart. Nungi, all three move in perfect harmony. You become an unstoppable force of nature. Marcus Aurelius battled crippling anxiety. Seneca doubted his own worth. Epictetus lost his physical to-do. Yet, they found a peace that the world could not touch. They were not Han Hao. They were simply relentless. Let me tell you a story to ground this. A few years ago, a man named James hit rock bottom. He was burned out at work, disconnected from his family, and drowning in self-doubt in the year 2020. Moat morning. He decided he was done with existing. He decided to rebuild himself the Stoic way. He began by fixing his mind. Reading Marcus Aurelius for 30 minutes every morning, Thavi scrolling through news. He fixed his body by cold showers and 3-mile runs. Goikung. He fixed his heart by volunteering at a local shelter, learning to love Thongkwa service. Months later, his life didn't just change. His entire energy shifted. He stopped chasing a fake version of happiness and started embodying a real version of strength. He became calm, grounded, and unshakable. That is the power of the 3 Stoic rules. They are not a philosophy for the classroom. They are a daily practice for the street. In conclusion, fix your mind and you will fix your life. Train your body and you will free your soul. Heal your heart and you will never lose your way again. You were not born merely to survive the year 2025. You were born to awaken. The world does need another copy of someone else. It needs you, the raw, honest, powerful, and unbreakable version of you. Once you begin this path, you will realize something Sausak. There is no old life to go back to. There is only the new life, waiting for you to rise and claim it. So, write this Sao into your subconscious mind. I am the author of my own transformation. I am the warrior of my mind, the guardian of my body, and the protector of my heart. Beza, stand tall. Take a deep, grounding breath. Feel that quiet, ancient fire glowing inside you. And take your very first step. Come tomorrow. Come next week. Beza, your journey does not begin. Kikuk Song gets easier. It begins the very second you decide you are ready to grow stronger. Knew this message has spoken to your soul. Do not just watch it. Live it. Share this for someone who needs to wake up today. Leave a mark on the world. Kumchi, a view count. Hit the like button. Know this reminded you of the sleeping strength inside you. Subscribe to the Stoic Journal day we can walk this difficult, beautiful path together every single week. Va trong the comments below. Write just one sentence. A promise to yourself. Sai, I begin my transformation today. Bởi vì you can. Bởi vì you must. Bởi vì the world is waiting for the awakened you. Thank you for watching. Stay strong. Stay stoic. Let the rebirth begin.